So continued with the spinal cord. After finishing with the gray matter, now we are starting with the white matter of the spinal cord. So white matter surrounds the gray matter in the spinal cord in the transverse section, and this white matter we divide into 3 columns. Number 1 is the posterior column, number 2 is the lateral column, and number 3 is the anterior column. So white matter means bundles and bundles of the axons or the nerve fibers, so in which some are ascending, some are descending. So this is how to make the diagram of the spinal cord. First you make the straight line, and on either side of it another 2 lines, then the third line. So this is the dorsal or the posterior end. Then you have to make the posterior horn, which is conical with the apex and the base. Then make the ventral horn, which is broad. So this is the anterior or the ventral end of the spinal cord. Now white matter surrounds all around the spinal cord. So this is how to complete the gray and white matter of the spinal cord. So this whole is the dorsal or the posterior column, and this is the lateral column, and this is the anterior column. So everywhere there are bundles and bundles of the ascending and the descending fibers. So in the transverse section, these fibers we depict by the dots. So the dot represents that they are transversely cut ascending and descending fibers. So we will take one by one to explain the white matter. So first we take this white column, which is called the posterior column. So posterior column is also called the dorsal column. So it contains many axons or the bundles of the nerve fibers. So this is the one bundle, and this is the posterior median sulcus, and this is the posterior median septum, separating the right with the left. So in the posterior column there are 2 bundles are present. They are called fasciculus gracilis and another is fasciculus cuneatus. So the medial one is the fasciculus gracilis and lateral one is fasciculus cuneatus. So these are the how the 2 bundles are there, medial and lateral, separated by the median septum, and one is the posterior-medial septum. This is the posterior-lateral septum. So with the posterior-lateral septum or the sulcus, it is separated from the posterior horn or the gray matter, and the medial septum separates the fasciculus gracilis with the fasciculus cuneatus. So this is the transverse section showing the dorsal horn. Now we will take one by one. So when we dissect the spinal cord, and see the termination of these fasciculi, then we see that this type is the ascending type of the fibers. So all the fibers in both the sides, they are all ascending, going from the spinal cord to the brain. If they are ascending fibers, it means they are going from spinal cord to gather some information, and this information is going to give to the brain. So it means functionally they are sensory. So this is how to attempt the question. So whenever a question of the posterior column is come, so you have to make the headings and subheadings. Then how to attempt? So posterior column is also called medial lemniscus. Medial lemniscus. So whenever a question comes of the medial lemniscus or posterior column, then you have to attempt this question like this. So they are sensory fibers because they are going from spinal cord to the brain. If they are sensory, now the next question arises, which type of the sensations they are carrying or giving to the brain. So this is how to make these headings and subheadings. So when we see these sensations, then we trace the fibers to the periphery. Then we came to know that which type of the sensations they are carrying. And when we study them, then we see that they carry the sensation of fine touch from the skin. Then they carry the sense of vibration. Third type of sensation they carry is the crude touch. So they carry the 2-point discrimination. 2-point discrimination. And fourth type of the sensations, they are the proprioceptive. And five type of the sensation, fifth is the kinesthetic. So these five type of the sensations, they are carried. And these five type of the sensations, they are also called posterior column sensations. Posterior column sensation. So you have to explain each and every sensation. So number one is the fine touch. What is the meaning of the fine touch? Fine touch means that they start from the skin. We know there is the epidermis and dermis, and in the dermis there are present axon terminals of various modalities of the sense. So they are sensory, it means S for S. They will start from the skin. So when we trace these fibers, what we see that these fibers, they are carrying the fine touch. Fine touch means when a tip of the fine needle, if you touch a skin off from head to toe, if you touch the tip of the skin, tip of the needle to any part of the skin, even that can also be felt by our skin. So our skin is so sensitive that even a fine tip of the needle can be touched. So the fasciculus, gracilis and cuneatus, they carry these sensations. Then number two is the sense of vibration. What is meaning of the sense of vibration? Sense of vibration means if a tuning fork is vibrating, and if we put the tuning fork anywhere on the body, So our body can feel the vibrations of the tuning fork also. So this is the other type of the sensation, from the skin to the bone. Then 2-point discrimination is the another sense human body is capable of picking, the 2-point discrimination. What is 2-point discrimination? If we touch the human skin at 2 points simultaneously at the same time, anywhere on the body, here and here, we can say that my body is touched by 2 touching points at the same time. So our body can judge that. This is called 2-point discrimination sense. Then proprioceptive sensations. So proprioceptive sensations, they are concerned with the position of the human body. And kinesthetic sensation means related to the movement of the body. We know the human body have got so many synovial joints from the head to toe. Now if any joint is there formed by the bone, is a synovial joint, so it is covered by fibrous capsule, and inside the fibrous capsule there lies the synovial membrane, and every synovial joint is movement is because of the presence of muscles and the tendons around it. Then the joint is strengthened by ligaments, intra-articular and extra-articular, and every bone of the joint having the articular cartilage, and every bone is covered by periosteum. So synovial joint contains so many structures, and from every structure, from the muscle, from the tendon, from the fibrous capsule, from the synovial membrane, from the articular cartilage, from the periosteum, from the ligaments, a nerve starts. And all these nerves, they are called the articular nerves, because they supply the synovial joint. So whenever a joint is not working, for example, we are sitting, we are not moving, so this sense is called proprioceptive sensations. P for position. We are standing, but we are not moving. Again, our joints, they are having the proprioceptive sensation. When we move any part of the human body, any joint is moving, then it is called all the nerves, they are stimulated, because the movement means whole of the structures of the joint, that is the fibrous capsule, the ligaments, the muscles, the tendons, synovial membrane, periosteum of the bone, articular cartilages. So when a joint moves, everything will be disturbed, and this disturb will produce an impulse. So impulse is generated in the nerve endings, and all these nerve endings, now they carry a sense of kinesthesia. Kinesthesia means kinetic. Kinetic means related to the movement of the body joints. So every movement of the joint is carried by a nerve supplying the any joint. So this is the another nerve, starting from the joints of the body, carrying the proprioceptive and kinesthetic sensations. Skin is getting the sensation of tuning for the vibrations. The fine touch needle is touched by another nerve, is carrying these sensations. So all these nerves, they are going toward the spinal cord. So they are carrying these type of the five fingers, remember, and 5 type of the posterior column sensation you have to remember. So every information from the skin and the joints is carried by these nerves. Now these nerves, they now, where they go? Now they go to the dorsal root ganglion, I have already said. Any sensation from anywhere, it cannot enter directly into the posterior horn, which is sensory in function. It has to go into the dorsal root ganglion first of all. Then from here, the nerve will start and it will go into the posterior horn. This is the entry. So without going into the dorsal root ganglion, no sensation can directly go into the posterior horn. This is the rule. Any type of this sensation. Now these sensations, they reach the posterior horn. Now they do not relay in the posterior horn cell, underline it. They do not relay into these cells of the posterior horn, but they directly go into the fasciculus cuneatus and fasciculus gracilis. They directly go. And they now ascend up. Now question arises, if the same type of the sensation they are carried by the fasciculus gracilis, why there are two bundles? The answer is that the fasciculus gracilis, it carries these 5 type of the sensations from the lower half of the body, while the cuneatus from the upper half of the body. That is the difference. So that is the difference why there are two bundles, fasciculus gracilis and cuneatus. So after writing this, now we'll start with the next part. And what is that? That is the course. So you have to make the headings, the course of the things. Now every type of the sensations from the skin or anywhere in the body, they have to reach the brain. They are not directly, but they have to go under 3 steps. And 3 type of the neuron. First order neuron, second order neuron, and third order neurons. So they are divided. First order, second order, and third order neurons. So they collectively then carry the sensation up to the brain. So we will take one by one. First we make the heading of first order neurons. First order neurons are labeled as first order. This is the first order neuron. The first information from the periphery is carried by the neuron, and that neuron is called the first order neuron. So it go into the 2 bundles. So first order neuron, you have to write now everything that they start from the skin, dermis, and from the various parts of the joints. So you have to write everything here, that from where the first order neuron is gathering and collecting the information. So now after that, these first order neurons, now they reach the posterior horn, but they do not relay here, and they directly ascend in the fasciculus gracilis and cuneatus. Then next, from the spinal cord, now they reach the brain. And which part come first of all when we're going from below upward? Medulla, because medulla is the lowermost part. So now they reach the medulla part, because in the posterior medulla we have seen there are bundles, fasciculus gracilis and fasciculus cuneatus also. So medulla is the continuation of spinal cord at the level of upper border of C1, I have already told you. So same fasciculus gracilis and fasciculus cuneatus. How to remember which is medial, which is lateral? Gracilis. We know the gracilis is the medial most muscle of the thigh. So fasciculus gracilis carries the sensation from lower half of the body, and cuneatus from upper half of the body. So this is how to remember. Gracilis is always medial label and lateral. So these fibers, they are coming from spinal cord. The fasciculus gracilis and fasciculus cuneatus. Now at the level of the obex of the medulla, now we know there are present two tubercles, gracile tubercle and lateral one is cuneate tubercle. They are made up of grey matter. Now white matter will end into the grey matter. So these bundles carrying the 5 type of the posterior column sensation, now they relay here. They relay. So this is the sign of the relay. Axon terminal ending here. This is the grey matter of the gracile tubercle. So this is the sign of a relay in the brain or the CNS we depict. Now when they relay, now what happens? Next is the second order neuron start. Now the second order neurons start, and this is the rule. Second order neurons, they cross. This is another rule of the CNS. So gracilis fibers, they cross to the opposite side. And same is the cuneatus fibers. They also cross to the opposite side. So second order neurons arising from gracile tubercle and cuneate tubercle, they cross each other. And now they are present medially and lateral in position. So now they are medial and lateral. Now this crossing is called sensory decussation. This is called sensory decussation. Question may also be asked that describe the sensory decussation, means they are indirectly asking you the medial lemniscus. Now after crossing, now see what happens. The upper half of the body is medially placed and lower half, they are laterally placed. So body is represented head, neck, thorax and upper limb medially, and abdomen and lower limb lying laterally. So now head comes medial and foot goes laterally. So this is the representation of the body is now horizontal. Now after that, now the second order neurons, they start and they now ascend upward in the upper medulla. They now go into the upper medulla, second order neurons. Now these crossed second order neurons, now their name is now, they are called medial lemniscus. Now they are called medial lemniscus. They are lying near the midline of the body. Now they are called medial lemniscus. So they ascend upward as this bundle is called medial lemniscus, in which upper half body is medial and lower half is lateral in position. So now they are named as medial lemniscus. And above the medulla, where the medulla ends, now start is the pons. So now these fibers, they enter into the pons, as they are called now medial lemniscus. And where the medial pons ends, now the next part which is starting is now they enter next into the midbrain. This is superior colliculus and inferior colliculus. So now these fibers, now they enter from the pons, now next is the midbrain. So they ultimately reach the midbrain. as medial lemniscus. So in every transverse section of the pons and upper pons and lower pons and medulla as well as the midbrain section at the level of superior or the inferior colliculus, we always make the medial lemniscus. Now above the medial, from the midbrain, this medial lemniscus fibers. Now above the, now comes the, next to the midbrain, now comes the diencephalon in a reverse order. Now brainstem ends, now start the diencephalon, and in the diencephalon, the major structure is thalamus. So thalamus, as we know, the other name of thalamus is sensory relay station. All type of the sensation has to reach the thalamus, except the smell. All general as well as special senses has to reach the thalamus, then they go to the conscious level of the brain or the cerebrum. So now, these medial lemniscus fibers, they relay in a nucleus. There are so many nuclei you have read in the thalamus. But always remember, never forget only one nucleus, VPL. VPL is the ventro-posterolateral nucleus. Ventro-posterolateral nucleus. So this nucleus, all these sensations they relay. And now next step is the third order neuron. Now when they relay here, now what happens? Third order neuron they start. In the medial lemniscus they were second order. In fasciculus, gracile and cuneatus they are first order neuron. So now the third order neurons start from the thalamus, and now they again ascend upward because their destination is still far. Now they ascend upward in the internal capsule. In the posterior limb of the internal capsule they go. And from here, these third order neuron of the medial lemniscus, they ascend upward. And ultimately, they will end into the post-central gyrus of parietal lobe, which is also called sensory cortex, conscious level of the brain. So these fibers, we know the medial fibers, they are from the upper half of the body, lateral fibers from the lower half of the body. So from the lower half of the body, they relay in the lower limb and the abdomen area, while the upper limb, they end into the head, neck, upper limb and thorax. Because we know body represented homunculus. So this is how they reach the cerebrum. So when they reach the cerebrum, after that we came to know all these 5 types of the sensation that is called posterior column sensation. So this is the whole journey or the course we have to write, starting and the ending of the course of this. Thank you.